Hi everyone, welcome back to Quest for Literature. Today we are going to see about the heroic couplet, that is the meter which was famously used by most of the renowned writers of English literature. Before getting into the video, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe, click on the bell icon and enable all options so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. First, let us see the characteristic features of the heroic couplets. It consists of two iambic pentameters rhyming together. And here I had given you an example of heroic couplet. We think our father's fool, so wise we grow. Our vicious son no doubt will think as so. This was written by Pope. And in this heroic couplet itself, you can see most of the characteristic features which I am going to tell down. Okay. The heroic couplet, it is a 10-syllable iambic words and it is not compulsory to be rhymed. And usually this is the form for epic verse in English. And there is a pause at the end of each line, either by a comma or by a full stop. But there will be a pause, okay? Then there is completion of the sense at the end of the couplet. The running of the sense without the pause from line to line or couplet to couplet is known as split, and it's always closed or complete in itself. The rhyme is single, which is at the end of each line, which metrically is accented or long. Now let's see how all these characteristic features you can see in the example which I had said already. Okay, and all these characteristics which we had seen in the previous slide can be noted in the couplet which was given here. Okay, there is a pause at the end of first line that is indicated by a comma and specifying partial completion of the sense, and there is a pause at the end of the couplet that was indicated by a full stop specifying full completion of the sense. Then the couplet is closed, not remaining the aid of either a predecessor or a successor to complete its meaning. Then the last one is the rhyme is single. The rhyming part of each line grow and so being single syllables. The number of syllables is 10. The odd ones unaccented or short and even accented or long. Now, let us see the variations which we can see in heroic couplet. The usage of heroic couplet has varied from poet to poet and time to time. It was practiced most correctly by Alexander Pope, and there is a pause or caesura towards the middle of each line, which is known as enjambment. Grove notes at end, each alley has a brother and half the platform just reflect the other. The heroic couplet in practice has to adapt itself to the requirement of the thoughts. So it expands into a triplet. Triplet means 3 lines with same rhyme. Dryden's verses are lines are not always end stopped, and those 3 or 2 lines are not always self-contained. It runs on or stop at the end according to the sense dictates. Thus we are introduced to another one thing, that is the meter named Alexandrian. And Alexandrian is a line of 6 iambic feet instead of 5. Pope condemned this in his essay on criticism. Now, let's see the history of heroic couplet. It was derived from Old French version, and that was first used by Chaucer in his Canterbury Tales. Spenser used this particular form in his work Mother Huldred's Tale, that is a satirical narrative in verse. And the Elizabethans like Shakespeare, Ben Jonson, Christopher Marlowe all had used this particular form in its splendid. Right, okay. Then you can see heroic couplet in Marlowe's Hero and Leander. Then you can see heroic couplet was used by Milton, the metaphysical poets, Waller, and Denham. When it comes to Pope and Dryden, they gives a quality to heroic couplet which was never given before. They use it with vigor and strength. They use it for various compositions like drama, epic, satire, didactic verse, etc. It proved too formal and intellectual a meter for lyric. When it comes to the 19th century, that is the Romantic poets, the structure of couplet was changed. It became enchammed. The lines running on into a line, couplet into couplet. The pause constantly changing position from line to line according to the sense required. It became a verse paragraph, growing far beyond the two lines limit. The metrical variations introduced frequently. Keats' lemma, like the prose paragraph, okay, that is written in heroic couplet, but you can see there it is a prose paragraph. Then the old restrictions and limitations was completely ignored. You all know the importance of Romantic poets. They changed all the rules and regulations of their writing because they had given more importance to the thoughts of the poet rather than to the rules and regulations, so that the heroic couplet had gone out of fashion and it was replaced by other stanzas form that afforded great freedom to the writer. The Romantics aimed at natural diction which was never used before. Byron, Shelley, Keats, and Hunt employed it with a new freedom. Browning, William Morris, and Swinburne used it with the freedom. Then in the modern era, it survived just as a narrative verse. That's the end of today's session. Thank you all for listening. Till the time we meet next, stay tuned to Quest for Literature, keep reading, and know the world.